everyone, and welcome to a new reading. Today we are going through the group predictions for BLACKPINK for this 2023. My sister told me and pointed it out and was like, "Are you gonna mention it?" I was like, "I forgot about it." So I'll mention it now, which is like, I think I mentioned in the last year predictions for BLACKPINK that they were working on nothing and I was not expecting a comeback. And then they did, so take my predictions with a grain of salt. YG pulled a curveball on me. I did not see it coming for sure. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe I could be wrong again. So let's see what happens. So what is the current energy for BLACKPINK right now? And what are they going through? We have the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Cups reverse. What's going on with BLACKPINK? The Seven of Wands, working through fears. Two of Wands reverse, the Devil. Oh, let me clarify there's two of those. Clarify the Two of Wands reverse. And clarify the Devil reverse. What's going on here? Okay. Sure. Okay, so the first card that came out is the Knight of Swords. So with the Knight of Swords, it feels like currently BLACKPINK is just getting things done, working. They're not really thinking of the consequences of things. They're just going for it. They're going lightning speed, getting things done, thinking very quickly. Whatever thought comes to their mind, they just go for it. They're not hesitating at all. They're just moving forward. With the Knight of Swords, we're talking about someone that is moving very quickly, doing things very fast, and just getting things done. However, there's always this cautious I guess warning. The warning is kind of like, don't be reckless, right? Move forward, get things done, go with the changes and go with the flow, but be careful, basically. So with this Knight of Swords, we have Gemini energy. So it feels like right now the group is having a lot of ideas and a lot of things that they want to do, and they're just taking advantage of this wave, and they're just riding that wave, going places, getting things done, basically. The other card that we have right here is the Eight of Cups reverse. So they are staying in, they're not walking away from something, they're staying true to something, to an idea or a project. They haven't walked away from it. I guess the best way I can describe this card in relation to BLACKPINK is that they are staying in YG right now. They're currently staying with the projects that they're working on right now. They may not be 100% satisfied with what they're doing or fully fulfilled or happy, but they're kind of just still staying with it. They're powering through, basically. They're just kind of riding that wave and just going with the flow. Now, the other card that we have right here is the Seven of Wands. So they're overcoming fears, they're facing the things that they do not want to face, and they're kind of pushing forward. They're taking action and facing that fear head on and just going for it. So I don't know necessarily what BLACKPINK is currently worried about, but whatever that is, they're trying not to give it too much thought and just going for it. They're just doing things, they're getting things done, they're just going with emotions, continuing moving forward, going with their path. So it definitely feels that they're super motivated and super passionate to just do things and get things done. I don't really know again what the obstacle is, but I think we're about to see that with the other cards that came out, which are quite a lot. Now the first card that came out was the Two of Wands reverse. That was clarified by the Six of Wands reverse and the Page of Pentacles. That kind of makes sense. So with the Two of Wands reverse, we're talking about someone that doesn't have that many plans for the future, someone that may not feel comfortable, because the Two of Wands usually talk about someone that is in their comfort zone, someone that feels like they have the world on their hands, someone that is able to plan further towards the future because they're in a very good spot right now. It's someone that's planning of taking action to expand and grow, and they are in a pretty good place because it's the Two of Wands. So two talks about balance and harmony. So in this case, it's kind of the fact that this card is reversed, it kind of shows that they don't see much ahead. They're working on their present moment, and they don't feel that comfortable, they don't feel that stable, they don't feel that safe. Like whatever future they have in mind, they don't feel like it's set on stone. They feel that things are still very flexible, things can move, things can shift, And also, it feels like they can't really imagine what the future has in store for them because they're so focused on their present moment right now. So it doesn't necessarily feel that bad. But then when we look at the other cards, we're seeing why they're not really planning ahead. So we have the Six of Wands reversed. Currently, many of them have not felt as successful as they wish they could be, or they don't feel like they have been given the credit for the hard work that they've put in, or many of them feel like they don't feel that victorious, or they don't feel like they have accomplished what they wish they had accomplished, or many of them may also feel like I'm trying to see if I already mentioned some of this stuff or if I'm just repeating myself. Many of them could also feel like whatever plans they want to make, since nothing's set in stone and things are very flexible and constantly moving, I feel that many of them do not even want to plan because they fear those plans will not pan out or will not succeed. And here we have the Page of Pentacles, also clarifying the Two of Wands. And one of the reasons why many of them could, or the group could, be feeling those fears is because the Page of Wands talks about someone that wants to create something long lasting, something stable. So right now the group is not really planning ahead much because the energy doesn't pan out for something that they're comfortable with, which seems to be long-term planning, which seems to be like, even if everyone is like, oh, let's all go our separate ways, in the back of their head they all know that they will be okay to come together and work together when the time permits it, basically. So what I mean in this case is that many of them may feel like they're in a stage where they don't know if things are for certain, even within the liberty of change, if that makes sense. So even with the flexibility of things are not known, things are not certain, there's not enough stability and certainty for them to make plans and that it will kind of work out. Many of them do fear that things will not work out or things will not succeed, so they're not really planning ahead in a way that they're comfortable planning ahead with, basically. So with the Page of Pentacles, we're talking about new beginnings, we're talking about someone that has an idea, someone that has been given an offer to do something or to start a new project. So with the Page of Pentacles, I do feel that many of them are currently in a state where something has been planned, but it's so out into the future and it's so uncertain that not many have taken that offer, or not many have actually put too much thought into it and planned too much about it because they feel that it's not even safe enough to they don't feel like it will be worth it, or they may feel like it will not succeed the way that they wish it would. That's kind of what I'm getting currently. I don't know what it is necessarily though. Okay, so the other cards that we have right here is the Devil reverse, clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. So the Devil is Capricorn energy, so this could be talking about their career, it could be talking about society, it could be talking about their environment. The fact that the Devil is reversed is actually a very good sign. It kind of shows that they're aware of what society expects of them, what their environment, their company, they know what other people expect from them, but they're not really allowing those expectations to get in the way of what they want as individuals. So they don't feel trapped. They're able to see past people's masks. They're able to see past the illusion that other people could be blinded by. The hive mentality, the crew mentality. I think that's another way of saying it, right? Like everyone is thinking of like, this is how things should be done, and then they kind of become like conditional rules and things that have to be followed just because you're part of that community. So what I'm saying is that with the Devil reverse, it kind of shows that the group is currently in a state where they're not allowing conventions and the expectations society has and the norms to tie them down. And here with the Seven of Pentacles upright, to clarify the Devil, kind of tells me that they're very patient. Many of them are kind of like, we'll see how things work out, we'll see how things pan out. Many of them are in a state where they are just waiting for the fruits of their labor to give fruit. Like many of them have worked on projects that they're just kind of waiting for them to succeed, or they're just waiting to see what results it gives. I do feel that many of them are kind of just doing their own thing and they're pretty happy with where that has taken them, and they're just kind of waiting to see where things pan out. So they're being very, very patient. With the Devil, considering it as Capricorn energy, I do feel that many of them enjoy playing the long game, right? So they kind of do something and then they just wait to see when it gives them results, and they continue working on other projects or just waiting to see how things pan out. So they're very, very patient, at least right now. So let's go on to the next section of this reading, and one card to represent what is in store for Blackpink's career in 2023. Just one card. So we have the first quarter moon in Leo with Be Humble. So this kind of looks like it's the sacral chakra. So that means that in 2023, they're going to, Blackpink's career is going to be, I don't want to say it that way, but I do feel that Blackpink may be going through a very humbling experience. I don't really know what that means necessarily or how that will look, but I do feel that many of them will, not many of them, I think the whole group is going to go through an experience where they will feel like a new beginning, and it's going to teach them a lot of things of what they lack, or a lot of things that they didn't even know they didn't know. So I do feel they're just going to learn a lot. So with a Be Humble, I do feel that life is kind of saying, you know, try to ground yourself again, try to bring yourself back together, try to enjoy your life and kind of remember what it's like to be yourself again, or try to remember what it's like to be happy again. It's kind of strange to word it that way, right? But it definitely feels like life wants them to enjoy life again. Life kind of, you know, one of the things that they might do in their career is that for 2023, they may try to be pushing to do things that they enjoy again. You know, kind of like, I think the Be Humble is kind of like, try to just do things that bring you back to your roots, or bring you back to who you are, or bring you back to this place of stability and this place of harmony and balance. Because right here, kind of, I don't know if this person is sitting, there might be, so it kind of makes me think of someone that's meditating, and that is a very good way of kind of bringing yourself back together and trying to be in a peaceful environment. Also, with the sacral chakra, as I mentioned earlier, I do feel that many of them will be working on finding inspiration again, feeling motivated again, you know, going for their desires, what they're passionate about, reconnecting with their natural sensuality. So what I mean by that is just kind of just being themselves, and what naturally makes them feel good, and what naturally makes them feel comfortable and happy and confident. So I do feel that in their career, they're gonna try to lean towards taking on projects that they find enjoyable, and try to have fun again, trying to disconnect more from what other people are expecting from them, and trying to move more towards doing something that they feel happy, that they feel like they can have fun with, and something that I do feel that there could be a lot of like inner child healing in this case. So they're trying to do things that bring them joy, that bring them happiness, that bring them this genuine and this sincere, I guess, serenity in their life. Like they finally feel like they can, like the world is their playground, that type of thing, right? So let's see. Let's go now one by one. So what is in store for Jisoo and her career for 2023? Two cards kind of came out. So we have Illumination and Peace. So it kind of feels like for Jisoo, her career is gonna be filled with happiness, with joy. So what we're talking about here, I think the one that will embrace that and will take it to heart is gonna be Jisoo. Like she's gonna try to find her inner peace. She's going to, you know, find the things that bring her. She's gonna surround herself with people that are genuine, by people that are very sincere, by people that are very honest, and people that are trying to just have fun. And I do feel that she is in a state or in an energy that will naturally bring people that are like her. So what I mean by that is that she's gonna have such inner peace that is going to kind of come out and attract people that are in that same state as her, and that will make her feel even happier. She's gonna feel optimistic. She's gonna feel like her mind is clear. She's gonna stop overthinking. She's going to stop feeling overwhelmed. She's going to be more optimistic again. She's gonna be happier. She's gonna feel like a child again. I do feel that she's gonna reconnect with that inner child. She's going to kind of reconnect with, you know, her peaceful, harmonious side. She's going to feel pretty stable with her career in 2023. I do feel that she's going to be attracting a lot of people that want to have a peaceful life, want to just feel happy as well, and they don't want to create drama or problems. And that's going to bring her a lot of peace as well. So let's see. I was thinking if there's anything else I wanted to say. No, I think that's fine. So let's see, who's next? Jennie. So what's in store for Jennie's career in 2023? Fear. Okay. So this card talks about the unknown and to not be afraid of the unknown. So I do feel that in Jennie's career, there will be a lot of things that she will not know for certain. Things are not going to be set on stone, and that's going to make her feel very unstable and very fearful. She's going to fear that she can't really see what's ahead of her, but I do feel that life will kind of be pushing her to just trust that things will be okay, that things are going to be fine. Like right here we have this archway and it looks kind of like a portal or an opening of sorts, right? So it's kind of like, instead of being afraid of the unknown, life is kind of maybe encouraging Jennie for her career to just trust that she doesn't need to know all the answers. Things do not have to be for certain. Things do not have to be set on stone for things to work out, right? Like this fear card is kind of pushing Jennie to just go with the flow and trust that things will be okay and things are gonna be fine. But she's gonna be in a very uncomfortable position in her career, because I do feel that not knowing what's happening and not knowing what's ahead of her will make it's a state that Jennie's not comfortable with, right? I do feel that she might be the type that she likes to know what the plans are. She likes to know what the schedule is, and a lot of things are going to be so spontaneous that it's going to bring her in a place that she's going to be very, very uncomfortable. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because this is a learning experience, it's growth, but it definitely feels like Jennie's going to be shedding old skin, and kind of like a snake, how they get rid of their outer skin so they can grow. In this case, it's something along those lines too. It's a transformation, but again, it's not going to be that comfortable for her. It's not going to be that happy for her, because, fear is not something we're happy with, right? Fear is scary. It's bothersome. It sometimes gets in the way of us wanting to move forward, and I do feel that that's a discomfort that Jennie's going to feel, but it is all like a portal that is opening a new beginning for her, a new way of seeing things for sure. And, with fear, it allows a path for being brave. So I do feel that will give her strength. This fear is going to give her strength at the end of the day. Now, one card to represent what's in store for Rose's career in 2023. We have anxiety and faith. It seems like opposites, but I don't think so. Like at first glance, it seems like opposites, but it feels like they're going to work well together. Let's see. So with anxiety and faith, it feels like for Rose's career, again, the instability that we talked about before, the how should I put it? The fact that everyone's just kind of going with the flow, and as a group, they're not necessarily afraid of the waves. They're not afraid of facing their fears, but when they're on their own, it becomes a bit complicated, because on one side we have Jennie that is afraid of things, and then on the other side we have Rose right here with anxiety. So I do feel that she's going to be overthinking a lot. She's going to be looking at all the details. She's going to see how all these little things are building up. She's going to have a lot of emotions that are going to make it very hard for her to be discerning, to have clear judgment, and seeing things for what they really are. So in 2023, it feels like her career is going to be very confusing for her, and that's going to bring her a lot of anxiety in that sense. I don't think she's going to have necessarily a mental breakdown, because we have the faith card right next to it. So this kind of tells me, hold up, I was getting a message about worms and maggots, maybe. Kind of like eating the old, getting rid of recycling the old. So maybe anxiety is something that she has already been feeling, and it seems like in 2023, whatever was making her anxious in her career will slowly go away. Because again, with the faith card, it feels like even if things are kind of complicated or difficult for Rose in 2023, she has faith that things will get better. She trusts that things are gonna go. I just felt like someone was trying to get my attention. It kind of felt like someone smacked their lips to get my attention, or was kind of thing, like Hey, I'm calling. So anyway, so with a faith card, I kind of lost my train of thought. But what I'm trying to get at is that with a faith card, if she was already feeling some sort of anxiety in her career, like right now, or in the past, in 2023, she's going to kind of start reaching this point, going through this transformation of trusting that things will get better and that she's protected, that she's taken care of, and that things are, there's this circle around her and there's people. Oh, you know what this also looks like? I remember I wrote this down. That it also looks like a top, a bird eye view or a top view of people holding hands. So I do feel that, that there's going to be people that will help her out. That there's people out there that are looking out for her. She's going to have faith that she's not alone, basically. Also, the other thing that I was going to mention is that maybe in 2023, she could have a lot of anxiety. There could be a lot of worms or a lot of snakes around her that create this very unstable environment or a very uncomfortable environment as well for her. But with this faith card, it's kind of like, yeah, there's ups and downs, basically, because just like there's people out there that are just bringing a lot of trouble and a lot of unnecessary negativity in her life, there's also other people out there that are trying to bring some genuine beautiful relationships, that are trying to create a beautiful environment, a comfortable one as well. So there's people out there that are trying to bring some good stuff. And I do feel that these two cards right here are kind of showing like there's two sides to the same coin, right? There's good and there's bad. What is another thing that I want to say? So with Rose's career, she's going to just be seeing a lot of, just like there's bad, there is good. Just like there is, yeah, and we have sweetness on the bottom. So yeah, I do feel that in 2023, she's just gonna see in her career that there's people that are wishing the worst for her, but there's also people out there that are wishing the best for her success, or praying that she does well. So yeah. Now, to finish off this section, one card to represent Lisa's career in 2023. We have Surrender, which is one card that I was just doing my research on. So with the Surrender card, it feels like in 2023, Lisa is going to start venturing into new projects, new skills. She's going to be doing something that she hasn't done before. I was going to say modeling, but I think she has done some modeling before. So what has Lisa not done? That could be surprising. A food truck? I don't know about that. A variety show? Maybe. I don't know. But Lisa's going to be doing something that she hasn't done before, because the Surrender card is kind of like one of the things that she's going to be like learning or like working on in her career. With the Surrender card is like whatever she's resisting against, life is saying, okay, we're going to put you in a position where you will have to surrender, right? You will have to let go of whatever it is that she's resisting, whatever she's like holding on to dear life to not let go of. Life is telling her that they're gonna push her to her limit so like that she breaks free of that resistance, right? Because she's going against something. And also with the Surrender card, one of the things that I wrote, one of the things I guess that I was channeling when I saw the Surrender card was like, I saw this on Twitter once, which was like, instead of being afraid of, being cringy or whatever, let go of the part of you that cringes. And in this case, I do feel like it could be something along those lines, is like, because one of the questions that this card poses is, if you let go of that resistance that you have in whatever area of your life, what do you think your life would look like, right? Now that you're free, basically. And that's why I do feel that with Lisa, that's one of the things, it seems like that's going to be the main theme of 2023. How will her career look like if she finally let go? And by let go, I mean like just loosen up a little bit. Didn't take things so seriously. And just kind of be herself. And that will kind of open this door in this new path where she goes from this super laser focused energy, and she's kind of opening up her scope. She's broadening her horizons. She's seeing a bigger picture. She's kind of being more flexible, basically, and now she has more room and more space to do new things. That's why I'm saying that in 2023 she's going to push and do something new. Now let's go on to the last thing for BLACKPINK, which is advice and healing messages for them in 2023. I went whoop because this card came out right away. So first quarter moon in Cancer, which with push through any insecurity. And here it looks like it's the third eye or crown chakra. I am not 100% sure. So with this Cancer card, it definitely feels like life is telling them to overcome fears, to push through anything that makes them uncomfortable, and try to find themselves at home. Every time I see that Cancer card, you know, I'm an Aries ascendant, so my Cancer is my 4th house. And to me, that's one of the things that I'm currently working on, right? How to feel at home. What does home mean? What does it look like? How can I make home feel like home, right? Like, those are the questions that I'm working towards, right? That's like my life mission, my destiny, since I'm a South Node in Capricorn, so a North Node in Cancer, meaning that that's kind of what I'm destined to do. Feel at home, figure that out, basically. And with them, I do feel like that's one of the things that they're working on in 2023. Like, that's the advice, that's the healing message here, right? Feel comfortable, feel at home, feel confident with yourself. You know, one of the best ways of gaining confidence is facing insecurities, is acknowledging them, is honoring them, is being able to say, this is something that makes me uncomfortable. So how do I change this so I become comfortable, right? Is, you know, it's all those things. Like, the only way you can find courage and the only way you can be brave is by facing your fears, is by acknowledging them and saying, even though I'm afraid, I will still work against it, so I can, you know, push towards those goals that I have in mind. So I do feel with this third eye / crown chakra, since I'm not too sure which one it is, they're kind of working on finding their clarity, finding truth, finding a connection between unknown forces and themselves. And that makes sense. You know, with the crown chakra, it's like connecting to higher power and also grounding that energy a bit more to your human self, I guess. So yeah, that's one of the things that they're working on, finding home, feeling at home, feeling comfortable. The other card that we have right here is last quarter moon in Libra with make time for self-love, which, again, self-love is one of the best ways of feeling at home, right? Being comfortable with yourself and being happy with yourself, feeling balance, feeling harmony, feeling all of these things make it very easy to withstand any environment, right? Because it's kind of like, when you feel comfortable with yourself, it's easier to not tolerate anybody else's bullshit. It's easier to just call out things and see things for what they are. You know, you're not afraid to walk away from situations that you're not happy with, because you're like, I prefer to have, I don't know why integrity was the word that came up. It's like, what is it? What was the other? Oh, being principled. That's the word that I was looking for as well. It's like kind of like putting yourself first, prioritizing yourself, right? And when you make time for self-love, you're able to not only face your fears and your insecurities, but you're also able to prioritize yourself and kind of say, like, I'm not going to tolerate these people. I'm not going to tolerate these environments, people, you know. And you also kind of realize how meaningless sometimes it is to hear what other people have to say, because it's kind of like, they don't know me, they don't know where I come from, they don't know what I've gone through, and it might be very easy for them to say this or that, but, you know, I know myself, and I know what I struggle with, I know what I've overcome, and all those things. And I do feel that that's kind of the advice that life is bringing for BLACKPINK over here. You know, next year, just kind of focus on yourself, and that's one way that you can, like, honor yourself and credit yourself for your achievements, your hard work. Like, life really wants them to go through a period of just trying to feel proud of the journey that they've gone through. It's not an easy one, and it's something that they should celebrate and honor for themselves. Like, let's see. The last card that we have right here is last quarter moon in Pisces with talk less, feel more. Okay, now this is rough. Now, what I mean by rough is that life is telling them to get out of their head and be connected more with their heart, be connected with their emotions, be a little bit more empathetic to themselves. You know, try to take off their mask and just see themselves for who they are. Like, they can put up a front and they can put up walls to protect themselves with other people, but they don't need to have it 24/7. You know, they can be vulnerable with themselves. Like, I do feel that in 2023, one of the things that BLACKPINK as a whole is focusing on, is to just feel more comfortable with being vulnerable with themselves and saying that, it's okay to feel pain, it's okay to feel sadness, it's okay to feel uncomfortable, it's okay to feel fears, it's okay to feel insecure. All of the things that they don't like, or all of the things that people don't like to talk about, is something that they should at least feel comfortable talking about and thinking about for themselves, because that is a way that they can heal. That kind of made me think of the message of isolation for the Prism Oracle, which is a little dot. And in that card, it kind of just talks about, what healing, do a deep dive when you're on your own, and what healing can you do on your own that you can't do when you're surrounded by other people. Like, what can you think about? What can you feel? And that little dot, the imagery of it, let me see if I can pull it up while I'm talking about it, made me think of someone that is finally kind of putting focus on, isolation is like, yeah, you're on your own, but also by being on your own, you're making this space and this environment where you can kind of center your energy and focus it again. And that's a way of finding harmony and finding balance. And as I'm saying that, I feel like my throat is climbing up, so I do feel that this is something that is a very delicate and difficult topic for many of the members in BLACKPINK. I do feel that many of them are working towards that, to kind of center and focus their energy again. And one of the ways that they have to focus their energy is on themselves, self-love, self-care, and self-healing. So that seems to be like the main topic for them in 2023. So anyway, I'll leave that there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked it. I hope that you guys sent a lot of love and healing for BLACKPINK. Continue supporting them, continue loving them, continue wishing for them to do well, because those thoughts are very helpful. It really lightens up the mood. It really makes the environment a lot more flowy and a lot cleaner. So believe that those thoughts are very helpful to them. But regardless of that, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the love and support you give my channel by watching these videos, and I'll see you on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye.